Went to a little comic and toy show this weekend in Southwest Ohio, and I picked up some books, and I thought I'd run through them as I do. But first, I wanted to show off these two beautiful buttons that I bought. I wear buttons on my lapel every day in my classroom. I'm a teacher, so I was excited to find some comic-y buttons. I was especially jazzed about the Cerebus one right there. So, fun little find. Okay, here are the books. I picked up 2 issues of Proxima Centauri, Farrell Dalrymple's image book. There's a reason these are on the top. This is the first thing that I'm going to be reading. It looks awesome. I also picked up Daphne Byrne #1. This is Kelly Jones on art. Don't know much about this one. It's a newer book curated by Joe Hill. And I've liked some of his books, novels, so I'm definitely going to check those out. Dark Knight 3. Wasn't a huge Dark Knight fan, but the name of the comic store is on here. Bell Book and Comic is a really good comic store. I definitely go in there and find something every time. So consider that a little recommendation, although I'm not a fan of Dark Knight 3. Avengers of the Wasteland. This will probably end up in my classroom. Ditto Doctor Doom. And this Superman Heroes book it really hit me in a sweet, sentimental spot. There's a great story in here. Here it is, where like Superman goes home and talks to one of his old teachers. And again, DC sentiment. I think sentimental people are kind of like all over these characters. So I like this a lot. Valley of the Worm. This is a reprint. I'm only just getting into sort of sword and sorcery, barbarian stuff. So this is new to me, and it's Gil Kane doing this stuff. Gil Kane he can do everything. He can do cowboys. He can do superheroes. He can do your barbarian. He's so good. I'm not as sure about the coloring. I like the coloring on the cover, but again, it was $1. Conan the Barbarian 81. Didn't have this one. It's a real beater, but whatever. And Red Sonja 7. Again, sort of new to the genre and looking at it. I really love the way that Frank Thorne draws, like just smoky Red Sonja eyes. And there's really good layouts in this. I dig his stuff, and this was a fun find. Beyond the Grave #, 6? Ugh, Charlton comics are such a mess, and you find them, and they were printed on the worst paper. But I bought this one because it's the nicest looking Charlton comic I've ever seen. Like, it kind of looks like it could come off the newsstand today. And I like the colors on the cover, although that just might be, again, that it's cruddy paper. So, cool. Into Thin Air. This is Amelia Earhart book by Steven Siegel and Kyle Holwinski. I'm probably butchering that, but I've never seen it before, and I've seen his work in some anthologies in the late 80s, early 90s. It's good. Got some Mobius. Got some martial law. I might have this collected somewhere. I got Zot 13, and like, just look at the first page of this. Like, that's where you start. Oh. Sam Slade, Robo Hunter. It's a nice thick book. And then some Bronze Age beaters. I got the Savage She-Hulk, Monster of Frankenstein. I don't know if this is a Plug issue. Son of Satan 7. I do love this corny supernatural Marvel era. And this is a perfect example of what I love about it. It's the 70s. Let's put a shark on the cover. Does it make sense? Probably not, but we'll sell a couple extra books. I also picked up a nice little run of these romance comics. I pick these up whenever I see them. I love the romance comics. And DC Comics are kind of the Cadillac for the romance comic lover. But the Charlton ones have a little bit going on with it as well. And I do like some of the art. I think a lot of it is maybe like traced or copied or pulled from magazines, but the stories are weird. I like this guy's art. This guy's got some weird stuff going on. There's always a lot of patterns, and everybody looks like Mick Jagger. Like, all the fellas look like Mick. It's pretty funny. And Teen Confessions.